right, and welcome into the 15th episode of Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. As you can see, we're live here again in the beautiful Ice Den Chandler. The opportunity to sit down and visit with one of the best goaltending coaches, I think, anywhere in the world is one of our guests tonight. We also have a chance to visit with, we'll recap a little bit of the hockey game that was played last Saturday, a charity game, a fundraiser event for the 2017 World Fire and Police game. So that was held over at the Gilbert Arena. So we sent Angel out to get a little story on that. So we have that for you tonight as well. And we'll come back and talk a little bit with Hiroki Wakabayashi.
The Ice Den Scottsdale has always been the coolest place in the desert. Now with the addition of the Ice Den Chandler, our 2 locations hosting 5 sheets of ice make the Ice Den your home for youth, travel, and adult hockey leagues. Our nationally recognized Learn to Skate programs offer world-class instruction for skaters of all ages. Our Pro Shop features equipment and apparel with the top hockey and figure skating brands. 18 Degrees Express with the Chili Bean Cafe make the Ice Den the perfect place to host your next birthday party or special event. Visit us online at coyotesice.com.
All right, we're back with our first segment tonight with Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. We're visiting with a special guest. Those of you around the state of Arizona and around the world know my guest, Hiroki Wakabayashi. Hiroki, welcome back to the show. I know we talked a little earlier when you were at Boris's camp, and it's nice to have you on our show.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk a little bit about Japan and how you got started as a goaltender and a goaltender coach.
I am originally from Japan, and I spent till my college days in Japan.
Right.
And I was at forward, so not even playing goalie. But back then, the Japanese Ice Hockey Federation, they invited Francois Allel,
right,
who's a goalie guru and goalie coaching legend in NHL, to Japan for preparing Nagano Olympics. So I started out with his translator. So that's how I started, getting to the kind of coaching area.
Right.
So that's how I started. So until then, I just coached. So that's it. I stopped playing and I just coached.
Right. So now you've been, particularly this year, but every year you travel all over the world, basically, right? So give us a little rundown from when I saw you back in May, I guess it was. Where have you been?
Let's start before that. So I spent whole hockey season in Arizona. Then after that, I visit back to Japan from April. Then I traveled to France for hockey tournament for girls. Come back to Japan, did like 5 camps in Japan. Then I came back to Arizona, worked with Boris for 3 weeks. Then after that, I went to Czech Republic to work with Francois Allel. Come back here again, go to Fargo, North Dakota, did my goalie camp. Right after that, I went to Stockton just last week and helped out my friend's camp as a lead instructor, not a goalie coach. So then I'm back.
So here you are, right?
A lot of trouble. Yeah, a lot of mileage going on. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about each one of the camps. Are a little bit different. You do a lot of stuff with goalies, obviously, but I've seen some videos and stuff that you put out on Facebook and Twitter with some pretty unique skating skills and some stick handling skills too, right?
Yeah, I've been coaching goalies and teams as well, and a lot of skill session as well. So as a matter of fact, I was a head coach for Hong Kong women's national team, stuff like that. So I enjoy both, and I enjoy skill development and goalie development and strategy kind of thing.
Right.
All kind of hockey I enjoy coaching.
So when we look at you, and you look like you're 15. so tell me, how many years have you been at this?
I started coaching while I was in the college, so I've been doing this for over 20 years.
Very nice.
I just turned 45.
You are very well preserved.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So as we talk about specifically goaltenders, you and I have talked earlier about that, but tell me a little bit about different styles that you see in international play versus maybe American play, or more specifically play here in Arizona. Are there differences between goalie styles, or are they all pretty similar?
Nowadays it's kind of universal on the fundamental part, but obviously each coach coaching different style. So I would say not much difference in North America, but if you compare from European goalies versus North American goalies, you see some differences.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I know when I talk to European goaltenders that are over here, Swedish goaltenders and stuff, they say the first thing that they have to adjust to is the size of the rink. The smaller rink here and the angles that they're playing. Is that something that you see a lot too?
Yes, I think that's the first step, and the style of hockey is quite different still as well. Like
Right.
North American hockey is more like direct to the net, a lot of screens and rebound going on, but I think European style is still like passing like east-west kind of thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of use behind the net. So goalie needs to be very patient in European ice surface and a little more aggressive on North American playing style, I think.
So when you look at your goalies now, obviously skating is a top requirement,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But also now the goaltenders are learning to play the puck a little more. They like to move the puck a little bit. They like to be almost a third defenseman out there. Is that something that you're working with specifically too, or?
Yeah, I started doing that the last couple of years because I was very conservative goalie coach, I think, a couple of years ago, but I
Right.
realized the importance of stick handling nowadays because, if you see elite level goalies, they're all good at stopping the puck. So what's going to make, you stand out from those kind of group? Puck handling is one of them, obviously.
Right.
So, yeah, as you say, skating is so important nowadays. So that's why I try to apply, Boris Doroshenko's skating style
Right.
into my goalie students as well. So
And that's something, when we were out to Boris's camp, that was one thing that I was pretty impressed by, is that your goaltenders were going through the same drills and pads. That's a challenge, isn't it?
I always talk to my goalies in the first day, like, you know what? If you like it or not, this is a deal. You spend 1 hour with Boris, and you're gonna be very good skater. Then you spend next 1 hour with me, shooting a puck for you. So, I know that's gonna be very, very difficult for them. But after all, you have to be a better skater. So, and that's another thing, you can separate yourself from, just goalie skaters. So that's
Right.
what I believe.
So you're in Arizona again now. You were telling me a little bit of the story about how you were here in Scottsdale for a while. Now you're down in Chandler, but still working with the junior Coyotes, right? Doing some goalie development.
Yes, I first came to Arizona 2007 or 2008. Started working with back then PF Chans,
Right.
And I also worked with Junior Coyotes because it's the same club anyway.
Yep.
Then after spending a couple years, I had to move to Turkey for
Okay.
half season, and after that I was spending 2 years in Hong Kong, and now I'm back in Arizona 2015 and start working with Junior Coyotes again.
So what have you seen in your years of working with specifically Arizona goalies? What have you seen some changes? Have you seen some players that you worked with that at the very youth level that have taken some strides and moved up levels, or what have you seen in Arizona goaltenders?
I think Arizona goaltenders are getting stronger for sure. Like, not just myself, but there are some very good goalie coaches in this area, and they work very hard to, move them up to the next level as well. But I still think we need a lot of job to do because
Right.
compared from, defenseman and forward, where we produce a lot of, D1 talent
Yep.
and even professional talent, still goalie is a little bit behind. So we need to work together to, make them so much more stronger.
I'm sure you've seen a ton of changes in goalie equipment, but tell me a little bit about the size of goaltenders. We used to start out with very small goaltenders, and now there's some very large goaltenders. So how has that changed how you develop a goalie?
Well, you're very right, and some would say like smaller goalies still have advantage nowadays, but the definition of smaller goalies nowadays is like, well, you're 6, you're small. So that is so much different, and size of the kids are huge nowadays. I work with 05, 04 goalies, and they're already taller than me.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing because you cover a lot of space. But
Yeah.
after all said and done, as I said before, you have to become a better skater. And sometimes being tall when you're younger is very tough for you to develop your skating skills and overall coordination skill because simply you're just growing too much.
Right.
So it's a balance. You want to be bigger, but at the same time you have to keep your coordination going on. So
Right.
coaching wise, sometimes it's a very tough challenge.
So when I grew up in Minnesota, northern Minnesota, and played hockey, the goaltender used to be the guy that couldn't skate the best. We put him in net. Is that still the case now, or are you trying to find better skaters to put in net?
I think it changed quite a bit, and especially nowadays, you see a lot of goaltender superstars in NHL and stuff like
Right.
that. So kids want to be a goalie, and that what happened when Quebec produced so many goalies because they have Patrick Roy and Martin Brodeur coming out from the same state.
Right.
So they all look up to them and try
Yeah.
to become a better goalie. So that has to happen in Arizona as well. Produce a couple of great goalies from Arizona, and kids gonna follow. So
Right.
that's what I think.
So, what you've seen in Arizona right now is obviously a growth of youth programs.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen not only a growth of male youth, but a lot of female youth too, right?
Yes.
I mean, the women's goalies and players have grown crazily, and now Grand Canyon's got a women's program, Arizona State's got a women's program. So, what do you think was the main reason for the growth in the women's side of it?
Well, I think it's not just in Arizona; it's worldwide
Okay.
thing. And like my country, Japan,
Right.
we don't really have strong male program, but women's program we invested a lot for that program, and now we're going to the Olympics
Right?
yeah, 2 tournaments in a row. So I think it's an international thing.
Yeah, it's just growing all across the world,
I think
right?
so. Yeah, and female part, if you invest well enough and if you invest smart enough, you can see you can see real result.
Right.
Versus male part is very, very tough to be competitive in the world. So
Well, we'll take a quick break, Hiroki. We'll be right back to talk another segment. We'll talk a little bit more specifically about your plans for this upcoming season and how you're affecting Arizona hockey.
thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
Yep.
Crime can happen to anyone at any time. Be a role model for the next generation. Become empowered. This is true life insurance.
All right, and we're back for our second segment tonight on Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. Hiroki Wakabayashi is back with us again, and we talked a little bit about your experiences, but now let's talk a little bit about your camp. I see you're wearing your shirt,
Yeah.
your freshly designed shirt, right?
This is actually from last year, but all my camp T-shirt, especially in Japan, designed by my wife, sitting over there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
She's in the audience for us, huh?
yes. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So tell me a little about your camps and what do you try to work on in your camps specifically? What do you try to make your camps unique about?
When I'm doing my camp, so this is a camp for for Japanese kids.
Right.
And maximum amount of goalie I have on the ice would be sometime like more than 35
Wow.
goalies. So that's a massive amount of
Right.
goalies. So you have to run the camp very, very effectively and efficiently, right?
Right.
So I set up a lot of stations, like 10 stations, just, it's like machine. It's like
Right.
a factory. You have to be on this station, boom, 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 boom. But you need to have a lot of repetition. So
Right.
that's what I try to do. Cut down my talking time, cut down assistant coaching talking time. But they have to focus on doing what you have to do
Right.
very quick. Boom, 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 boom. So of course, you have to do some kind of education as well,
Yep.
teaching as well. But the bottom line is, especially goalie movement is very, very consistent. You
Right.
need to be very consistent in one movement. So you have to repeat the same or similar movement 1,000 times to become
Right.
a better goalie. So that's what we try to do. So a lot of repetition and a lot of fundamental, and at the same time, I'm very big on video education.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's very important now, right?
every goalie camp I have to run the video session.
Okay.
So I try to show what they have to do on the ice, usually prior to the practice.
Okay.
So they have to go through like NHL clips, which is highlighted by good play and bad play kind of thing, and fundamental kind of thing. So I explain that to the students, and now we're gonna apply this kind of situation on the ice with this kind of drill, so they have the clear idea of like why they have to do that,
Right.
instead of just what's this for, So that's what I try to do.
So let's take a step backwards and let's talk about equipment, the equipment changes, and how important it is for goaltenders to have the right equipment before they get on the ice.
Yes. And one thing is having the right equipment, but that part, nowadays, equipment technology is advancing so much.
Right.
So back then, like let's say 10 years ago, if you look for junior equipment, that is pretty bad. Like
Right.
junior goalies equipment is pretty crappy.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's almost like just a downsizing version of senior equipment.
Yeah.
So even for second or third line of the equipment, that's pretty good actually.
Right.
But the thing is, you have to know how to put them on. So I spend a lot of time with, especially younger boys, when they begin the camp or in the middle of the camp as well. If I see something is wrong, like not really fitting their, let's say, leg pads on your skate well,
Right.
I have to correct that because it really affects how they play.
And you're seeing some changes in that. I know I talked to some of the guys from CCM and Bauer, and they were showing us new straps and new ways of getting the equipment on faster and making it fit a little better and different things like that. So that's kind of nice too, I bet.
Oh yeah, they're great. I mean, especially they nowadays they try to get rid of a leather strap and just
Yeah. Velcro it? Or?
try to replace by all Velcro stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea because
Right.
especially for younger goalies, you don't really have to deal with like 10 straps before you get on the ice. You can only
Yeah.
delay your ice time.
Yep.
So I think that's a great idea.
Talk a little bit about the goaltender sticks. Things have changed in goaltending sticks too, right? They've gotten lighter, a little more,
Yeah.
a little more curve on them, so you can play the puck a little bit if you want.
Yeah, but that part, I think it advanced to the level of using too much technology,
Right.
and now it's coming actually backward. A lot of pro goalies are moving back to wood stick and wooden, some kind of composite stick instead of all composite because
Right.
all composite stick is not really good on your hands, like too much vibration.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see those kind of to find those kind of balance.
That's kind of a
Yeah.
neat statement. I didn't think about the vibration part of it with a composite, but it doesn't. It just kind of hits it and bounces off a little harder too. I'm guessing for rebounds, right?
Yes.
Wood is a little softer.
Much softer and much easier to control. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So and that carbon thing can break easily too.
Right.
Yeah, because it's amount of the shock they have per day is so much. So
Right.
the carbon stick can break in a day.
So tell me, I'm sure you saw this at the NHL All-Star game when Mike Smith was shooting the puck from the other end of the ice, scoring a goal. Is that something you're seeing with goaltenders not wanting to do? Is shoot the puck?
Well, that's one of the ultimate goals for goalies, I guess. They want to score a goal maybe once in
Right.
your playing career. But overall stick handling skill of Mike Smith is just excellent. I
Right.
named one of the drill that I'm doing for the goalies Mike Smith.
Okay.
So Mike Smith, he just catch the puck and slam it down on the ice
And plays it.
and shoot it.
Yeah.
That's how he scored a goal in NHL too, right? So I
Right.
just named that drill like Mike Smith. Okay, Mike Smith, catch, slam, shot, catch, slam, shot. And it is actually really good to,
Right.
do those kind of repetitions to get used to fire the puck.
So how much fun is it for the kids to be able to do that drill? I bet they love it,
They
don't they?
love it. They love it. That's tough part is, if you're 10 years old, you cannot do it. You can't fire the puck. So they're like, But once they get it, once they get stronger, like, second year Pee-wee, they just cannot stop doing it. So it's
So let's talk a little bit about what your schedule is going to be like this hockey season. I'm sure if you haven't started already, it's going to be very soon before the junior Coyotes are on the ice. And you were telling me off camera, you kind of work with everybody from the youngest group on up, huh?
Yes. So junior Coyotes have AA program and elite AAA program. So, and from starting from U8 to U18. So
Okay.
I am not quite sure about the detail of my job yet, but I'm pretty sure that I will be working with most of the age group and most of the goalies, and I try to do as much as I can. So
And we talked a little bit off camera too. We can tell everybody on camera about some of the big name former professional players, former Coyotes that are stepping up and helping out the program too. It makes a difference, doesn't it, from all levels?
that is such a great thing for youth hockey in Valley
Right?
in general, because you see the guys like Ray Whitney coaching the AAA team,
Right.
14 AAA team, 15 AAA team, Steve Potvin, Steve Sullivan.
Right?
There, and last year we had Derek Morris.
Right?
So that's huge to learn from those experts.
So tell me a little bit about the importance that you see by maintaining an NHL franchise here in Arizona. It's pretty important to all levels of hockey, isn't it?
Oh yeah. That's gonna have a huge effect for youth hockey.
Right?
So yeah, we need to keep the team. Like I personally really want them to stay. Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit, or ask you a little bit about Las Vegas. What do you know about their new program up there with the Golden Knights? And I know they're working really hard to develop a youth program up there. Do you have any involvement with them at all yet?
Well, I wish, but not yet. But I went to Las Vegas last year and talked with a couple guys, and they're very excited about the new program, and
Right.
They're building. Is it built already? The new
It's
practice
built. It's
facility?
going to be a soft opening here in about 3 weeks,
Okay.
August 15th, and then
Okay.
they're going to officially open, I think, for training camp
Okay.
for the Golden Knights. But
Okay.
also,
Yeah.
UNLV is going to have their opening game up there on September 22nd, so that'll be
Okay.
a big
Okay.
thing for them. But
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on how we grow this game? What do we have to do in addition to what we're already doing to grow the sport? Any ideas?
Well, I think first of all we need to establish good rivalry in
Right.
between desert rivalry kind of thing
Yeah,
in between
yeah.
our club and the Vegas club.
Right.
And it has to happen in youth level as well.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure in professional level, right from the start we're gonna become rival. That's really good. But I really hope the youth program is gonna grow well enough to become rival against the junior cohorts in very near future.
For a long time they talked about the Desert Southwest as being a very non-traditional hockey setting, but I'm guessing over the years you've seen it to be more of a traditional setting, right? I mean, people go to the rink, the ice is the same as everywhere else. Give us a little comparison to what you see from Arizona to, say, Fargo, North Dakota when you're up there.
Well, if you produce, NHL #1 draft pick from
Right.
this state, that means we already have some kind of tradition.
Right.
So that says it a lot.
Right.
Then, of course, if you have to compare from traditional hockey market like Minnesota or North Dakota,
Right.
it is different because it is, first of all, it's so much more affordable for them to play very competitive hockey because
Right.
they don't really have to fly to Detroit or fly to Los Angeles to play few games,
Yeah.
few competitive games, versus our kids have to fly, not just our kids but parents as well. They have to spend a lot of money to fly all over the country. So that part is not going to be easily fixed.
Right.
But still, the level of competition here is growing much better. So just like you say, having the Vegas franchise is going to help us so much to grow like the nearest rival,
Right.
like within the youth organization as well.
That's interesting that you say the youth levels, because there's a lot of kids that have gone here and played junior hockey up in Vegas for the junior Knights that were up there, I believe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kids that have gone that route and come back. So I think that's starting to develop a little bit, but it'd be kind of neat if we could just drive 5 hours and have some real competitive games, right?
Yeah, that talking about the junior hockey, I think that's what we need as well. Like
Okay.
more junior hockeys around this area. Not
Right.
just we. I understand like we do have like tier 3 level junior hockey
Right.
around here, but hopefully we're gonna have like NAHL type
Yep.
of junior hockey.
Yeah.
USHL is a little bit for a long shot. I understand that, but
Right.
NAHL kind of tier 2 junior hockey. If that happened in this area, maybe like Prescott or Tucson or
Right.
wherever, or maybe Las Vegas. That's gonna help the kids to develop and stay around this area.
Right. Tell me,
Extra years.
give me some of your thoughts on the NCAA program at Arizona State and the opportunity that kids are getting to play big-time college hockey right here at home.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. So that's part of the reason I'm like craving for junior hockey to fill
Right.
the gap in between the NCAA hockey. Like we do have it.
Yep.
And we have great youth programs. So what's in between? That's got to be a
Absolutely.
good junior program that that can be scouted directly from ASU, thing like that. So, and another thing I could imagine that would happen, or I hope to make it happen, is NCAA D1 women's program
Right.
in ASU,
Yes.
or could be somewhere else, but
Right.
that's gonna help the growth of female hockey as well, because female hockey in Arizona has been good, but it could be better.
Absolutely.
It can be better. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Hiroki, I appreciate you coming out tonight. I know
Yeah.
it's not too far from your house, but
Yeah.
we love having you on board, and we'll touch base with you during the season and bring you
Yeah.
back on again.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back to wrap up another segment of Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. Just a few minutes.
Hi, it's Angel. I'm the VP of Marketing for Ice Time Hockey Southwest. You can find us at www.icetimehockeysw.com. We'd like to help you grow your business in the desert.
All right, welcome back to segment 3 of Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. As I promised, Hiroki was awesome. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that part of it. We're going to jump over now, and I'm going to throw it over to Angel for her report on what's going on with the 2017 World Police and Fire Games coming up next month in Los Angeles, and a little fundraiser that they had right over at the Gilbert Ice Den, or actually AZ Ice Gilbert. So without any further ado, I'm going to throw it over to Angel.
Hi, it's Angel, and I am here with Josh Reynolds. A lot of you guys know Mr. Josh Reynolds. He is not only a firefighter, but he is also big in the hockey community here, being a hockey coach, plays hockey, knows a lot of hockey people. Josh, tell us a little bit about expectations for the game today and what you're looking forward to. And I saw you taped your stick up this morning,
Yeah, I had to tape up the stick. I'm looking for any advantage I can get. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll find out. Just looking to have fun. We played these group of gentlemen from the West Side 2 weeks ago. Had a good time. I think it was a 1-goal game, so I'm looking for the same thing. I hope it's just a good, close game, and more importantly, we get a lot of people to come out here and support us and check it out and raise some funds and sell some shirts and basically have a good time.
Now, is it based on who wins today, or how many games you win, or everybody gets to go, or how does that work as far as the opportunity to go to LA?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. We all get to go, so today's just more of a fundraiser and also opportunity for us to just kind of play an in-game situation. So the team from the West Side is going to be in our bracket, so potentially we could play them in LA, but we're in a different pool. In a perfect world, we would actually meet up with them in the championship game, which would solidify that Arizona would bring home a gold medal. So that would be very cool. But we potentially could see this team in LA.
Now, is this national?
It is. It's international.
So you're going to be playing against Michigan firefighters and people that actually have probably more hockey interest,
they may look down on us being from Arizona, but no, the schedule came out. There's some teams from Canada.
Wow.
I think we have a team in our bracket from San Diego. I believe Canada. There's a few others. We're drawing a blank right now, but all over the world.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And if people want to follow this, is there a spot they can follow it, or just follow it through? Or
I would say we'll update people. I know Sean talked a little bit about our GoFundMe page, which we're selling T-shirts, and obviously just through our friends and family, we'll just keep everybody updated through social media. I'm sure the website can update you, but I'm not sure if there's in-game. I'm not positive on that.
And tell me again, because I'm sure nationally they probably have a website, or are going to have some sort of I don't know, social media or whatever. Yeah. What exactly is it called again?
It's just the World Police and Fire Games. So if you to Google 2017 World Police and Fire Games, you'll be able to find out where we're going. Like I said, it's in Los Angeles.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. Well, it was great interviewing today. We're looking forward to seeing you on the ice.
Yeah,
and
tape up the ankles tight and hope I don't fall on too much.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, it's Angel with Ice Times Hockey Southwest, and we are here today at Arizona Ice in Gilbert, and I am here with not only firefighter, Gilbert firefighter, Mr. Sean Wilhite, but I'm also here with a fellow hockey person, hockey player, and we're here for this wonderful charity event. Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself, what's going on today, all the good stuff.
Okay, so like she was saying, my name's Sean Wilhite. I'm a fireman with Gilbert Fire. I'm also a hockey player. We've put together a team with about 6 or 7 different departments here in the East Valley that we want to take to the 2017 World Police and Fire Games. It's in Los Angeles this year. It's a pretty extensive trip, so we've put together a game to try and raise some money to help us make the trip. There's another team as well, full of mostly West Side departments, and they have a team as well. So we're playing them, and we've invited as many people as we can. We're selling selling shirts, doing Chuck-a-Puck, if you know what that is. So just trying to raise money for the trip.
So a little healthy East Side, West Side competition mixed in with a bunch of firefighters, basically.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great time. I can't wait to watch the game, obviously, and we're going to do some video of the game and actually watch you play on ice. Are there other ways to support your team other than just coming today? I heard T-shirts. Where can we get those? How do we donate if we're not here today?
So I'm glad you asked. We set up a GoFundMe page, not so much as just asking for donations, but what we're trying to do through that GoFundMe page is sell T-shirts. We had to change it up a little bit, so it's not very descriptive on the GoFundMe page, but if you just if you type in GoFundMe.com/Arizona Hockey,
Okay.
that's where our website is, and if you donate $25, we'll give you one of our custom Arizona Hockey shirts.
Very cool.
All you do is after you've donated, it'll give you the opportunity to leave a comment. Just comment what size you'd like, and then we'll get you guys a shirt.
Okay, and I'll be sure to make sure that we post that link with our video also so that you guys can get all the help. We so appreciate it. We appreciate, obviously, what you guys do as firefighters. But tell us also a little bit about hockey. You grew up in the desert playing hockey, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I've lived in Arizona my whole life, and I started playing hockey when I was 7. It's kind of an odd situation to be in. It's not as prevalent out here as it might be back east or something, but you'd actually be surprised by how many people do play hockey out here, and then even a step further, how many firefighters there are that play hockey.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good transition to go from playing hockey to being in the fire department. They're very similar.
Lots of hard work, lots of dedication,
Yeah.
lots of early mornings, maybe late nights. Well, we sure do appreciate your time. We're looking forward to watching the game, and I will direct them to your GoFundMe page. And if you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments there, and maybe we can get you guys some funds and today.
I'd appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and welcome back to another edition of Hockey Talk with Angel and the Ice Devil. We're here to wrap up episode 15 at the Ice Den in Chandler. Always great to see behind me the Zamboni out on the ice, cleaning things up for the next group of players on the ice as we quickly approach the start of hockey season with a couple more camps to go, and then teams will be doing some selection process and things will be underway before we know it. So we want to wrap up the show today by thanking our guests, of course, everybody over at the AZ Ice Gilbert for all their hard work and fundraising efforts, and we'll look forward to hearing more about them as we get a little closer to their games. Also want to thank my goaltending guru, I call him, Japanese, whatever we want to call him. He's world-renowned. How about that? Hiroki Wakabayashi. Hiroki was in for 2 segments for us, and we appreciate him stopping by. Check out his work as he works with the development of goaltenders all over the world, but specifically here in Arizona during the season with the Junior Coyote program. So with our guests thanked, we're going to now go ahead and thank all of our sponsors. We've got our sponsors at, of course, Ice Den Chandler. We have JPI. We have our friends at Swag